Hey, you are now locked in the hard reset with Jeuse Kastoan. Let's go. Welcome back. Um, I just want to let y'all know ahead of time, subscribe and, talk in, check in, holla at your boy, kind of inspiration. Um, for this episode, what I want to talk about. I mean, let me just preface it by saying this. Basically, nobody is going to save you. And if someone is going to save you, the chances of it happening is unlikely. So more than likely, what'll have to happen is that you're going to have to do whatever you have to do to get yourself where you want to be. No one's going to give you a safety net. People naturally are skeptical of people and don't want to help. Now, you can try to finesse and, you know, be a sweet talker all you want, but it's not going to guarantee that it's going to get you the help that you need to elevate yourself. So in the end, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make sacrifices and you're going to have to do it yourself. For me, let me just start with music. At some point, pretty much when I was in college, I realized that I'm probably going to try to do this alone. I'm not going to be able to bring my people with me. And the thought alone scared me to the point to where I didn't want to release anything because I was scared to do stuff alone. Um, I wish I wasn't, but that's just a fact of what it was. I was scared to proceed to do things, knowing that it would all be relying on me and that I would have to do it, and it wouldn't be for no bigger picture other than trying to help elevate myself. So, I was scared to do it. And then, once I got to San Diego years later, I was like, fuck it. If it's just gonna be me, then it's just gonna be me. I'm just gonna go for it. So that's what I did. Um, of course, like producing, rapping, getting better at that. I worked on it myself. I studied myself and tried to see what other people did that was great. So that helped me progress and get to the point to where I am now. But in regards of careers and making money and trying to find the best situation, naturally people aren't going to help you. Um, I got to the point to when I joined the Navy, I knew, okay, something has to change. I'm gonna have to do something, and more than likely, I'm gonna have to do it alone. So since I know I had to do it alone, I had to find my own way. That's what I did. I joined the Navy and started going on my own. And at that point, I kind of, over time, I got used to it because in the military, you aren't guaranteed to stay in one place for an extended period of time. You're going to move. So, um, every few years, you're going to a new spot. And pretty much, that military lifestyle I adapted to, and it became something that I just do. So, um, once I got to that point and realized that I had to do things on my own, that's when I started focusing on trying to better my situation and not rely on people. Um, once I got to San Diego and I was out of the Navy and I was living with Brown and Gonzo, at that point, I was pretty much I had to formulate my own plan. And really, I didn't have a big plan. It was just, hey, well, I'll just work and let me try to do real estate and see where that goes and see where that takes me. And then, one of the main things about making plans and things of that nature, sometimes you have to pivot. So I pivoted. It went from that to, okay, well, I met this woman that I really love. I want to give her everything and try to give her the best life I possibly can. So let me try to go to school. Let me try to take care of that. Um, one thing I can say is the military did help me. It was there for me in the sense that I wouldn't have been able to finish my degree if it wasn't for going into the military because they paid for it. I wouldn't have been able to buy a house and put no money down without the military because they gave me the benefits for it. I wouldn't be able to have a house and not have to worry about property taxes if it wasn't for, the military. So to me, it's very important that I do say that, that is one form of support I did have was the military. It wasn't direct. It wasn't like someone talking to me, but just to know I had that in my back pocket, it really helped a lot. Um, the mindset I have in regards to things in general is, since no one's going to give you handouts, it is up to you to learn the system that you're trying to get into, to learn the industry you're trying to get into. You need to study it like you're working for a degree. You need to look into it, see the ins and outs, see who's doing what, how they got there, and what makes a person in a position that you want to be in successful. You need to study all those things. Um, Once you study all those things, then you got to formulate a plan, and then that plan in itself is what's going to lead you to wherever you're going to go. Now, with that being said, I do not believe that everything needs to be planned out down to a T because things will happen and they will throw you off course. But what I do believe is that you always have a structure, a foundation. So when things do go left, you have that structure and foundation to go back to and be like, okay, well, this happened, but maybe I can go this way or, flip it this way. So I personally feel that that's the best way to approach it. You want to go into it with a plan after studying and then try your best to work that plan and make it work. Um, in reality, like I said, no one's going to help you. No one's going to be there for you. I mean, for me, I even got disowned by my family because of religion. So it was just me and Lenny Rockets, and we were just trying to make it work. Like I literally got disowned from my family. So I didn't have that support. So I had to figure out how to survive and how to make it work. While, I'm like a 20 something year old with no resources, no no support to help me get to where I'm gonna go. And when I look at where I am now, it's like the things I'm trying to do now, my family has never done. So I can't go to them really for support and be like, hey, so what do I do here? Or how do I handle this? They really wouldn't know because they haven't been through it. They haven't been there. They could try to give me support and give me advice, I guess you could say, on how to handle it. But in the end, um, like with real estate, it wasn't like I could go to my brother or my parents and be like, so how do I go about this real estate thing? How do I approach it? How expensive is it going to be? What are the main things I'm going to be doing while I'm owning this property? Like I couldn't go to them for that. They've never done it. My whole goal is to break down curses and create better habits and create a new normal. And I feel the best way I can do that is to start with my own family and give them that foundation so they can build up from there. And then hopefully the lineage after that, it continues on. Um, with with you doing things and people, you know, uh, I mean, how do I say it? So even when I went to do real estate, and I think I did tell my family about it. They actually told me, "Oh, are you sure you want to do that? That's going to be pretty expensive. It's going to be hard taking care of people. You're going to be responsible for all this and that. It may cost a lot of money. Are you sure you're going to want to do that?" And like they weren't actually giving me solutions. They weren't giving me ideas on how I could approach it to make it work. They were telling me basically that it's going to be a big task and is that something that I really want to do? It wasn't really supportive. So. That alone let me know, okay, well, I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do and figure it out along the way. And that's really how I do things mostly is I try to get my foot in the door wherever I'm trying to do and after that, I pretty much figure everything out along the way and learn through mistakes or just from being confronted with a certain situation. So I feel when you're doing things, don't be afraid of the unknown. Embrace the unknown. That's where the challenge comes, and that's where it gets really exciting. Because then at that point, you don't know what's going to happen. You just know this is a situation, so now you got to solve it. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna handle it? For me, I love situations like that. I love being counted out. I love being told that I shouldn't or can't do something. Well, not shouldn't, because if it's like, hey, you're gonna be in danger, you might not want to do that zip line, you could fall. Okay, I won't do that. But if it's like, yeah, you don't know if you want to go to that job, it's gonna be really hard. The people there, the culture is really, really tough. I don't know if you'll succeed. I'm gonna want to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna do that because I want to challenge myself and I want to prove whoever said that wrong. I want to prove the naysayers wrong. And not only that, I told myself once I joined the Navy that I'm not gonna be an underachiever anymore. And I'm gonna do the best that I can wherever I go and make the most of it. So that just gives me more of a inspiration to go out there and do my best to make sure that it actually works and that it succeeds. Um, so I mean, with this episode, I hope I was able to, give you a little insight about, you know, when you don't have the support of people there for you, and hopefully give you some building blocks to go off of. You know, just study whatever you're trying to get into. Once you study it, formulate a plan. Once you formulate a plan, what you want to do is you just want to get your foot in the door. Because once you get your foot in the door, you let your hard work do all the talking and let your hard work carry you through. I can guarantee you, once you get your foot in the door and you just work hard and you learn as much as you can and be a sponge and then learn well enough to where you can teach, you'll definitely succeed. So, this is episode 3. This was about, having no support, not having people there for you, and just looking to yourself to build yourself up so you can actually continue through and fight through and in the end succeed in whatever you're trying to do. There's nothing really impossible. It's just you need to figure out the system, figure out what makes the system works, and how you can put yourself in there so you can succeed in it. So, I'm Jeuse Kastoan, and this is episode 3. I mean, this is episode 3. This is episode 4. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, hope you take in some of the things I said. Don't forget to subscribe. New episodes every Tuesday. Let's lock in.
This was Hard Reset. Hopefully you got some. Leave a comment, answer the polls. Go ahead and contact me at Jeuse Kastoan on Instagram, Twitter, everything to go and holler at your boy.
Mad thoughts just going through my head. Expectations have been met.